To all the people who are joining, a very good evening to all of you present here. We'll be starting in a few minutes at 8 p.m. sharp. We assure you that this session is going to be a very knowledgeable for all of you. We are waiting for one more of our panelists to join. He'll be joining in a few seconds now, and then we can start. I again welcome all of you to this session, Decoding Data Science and MBA. We'll have a lot of discussion on various topics such as data science, MBA, CAT preparation, and many other things. We assure you that this is going to be a good session for you all. I would request all the panelists to turn on the cameras. We can begin now. Okay, right. So can we start, everyone? Are we good to go? Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, I audible.
Okay, thank you so much. A very good evening to all our distinguished panelists, my team of Diplomacia IIT Madras, and BS mates. I, Aryan Bartwal, on behalf of Diplomacia IIT Madras, is thrilled to be a host for today's premier session, Decoding Data Science and MBA. Before we begin, I would like to take a moment to thank each and everyone who have made this event possible. Today, Diplomacia IIT Madras, in an everlasting pursuit to upskill the students in their soft skills and profile building, is honored to have not one, but four distinguished panelists on the panel. I would like to begin with the introductions. We have Mr. Rishabh. Sir is currently working as a senior data engineer at Brilio Technologies. He has done his graduation from IIT Kharagpur with an integrated master's degree in chemistry. An avid footballer, Sir was the member of Inter IIT football team. He was the captain of football team of Azad Hall of Residence, IIT Kharagpur. Under his leadership, the team grabbed 3 podium finishes, out of which 2 were gold. In IIT Kharagpur, he held many positions of responsibility, such as the sports advisor, illumination advisor, and the core team member of Khoj 2017. He has a very 3-year experience working as a data engineer, senior data engineer at Brilio Technologies. We welcome you, sir. Rishabh, can you please raise your hand once so everybody knows?
Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Hello. Thank you, Aryan, for this lovely introduction. And good evening, all the lovely audience over here. Looking forward to interact with you. And let's say, maza aayega aaj.
Yes, we are sure of that. We have Mr. Ankit Nethani. Sir is working as a senior business development analyst at a leading firm. He has done his bachelor's in mechanical engineering from Govind Ballabh Pant University of Agriculture and Technology, Pannagar, and Masters of Business Administration from IIM Amritsar. During bachelor's, Sir served as the vice president of his branch chapter and played an essential role in steering the Baha and Supra team of College of Technology Pannagar. During his masters, he held the position of senior coordinator industry interaction cell, IIM Amritsar. He interned at a leading firm and got a pre-placement offer from the same. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you for that warm introduction, Naren. Really looking forward to the session.
Yeah, sure we are. We have Miss Muskan Goyal. Ma'am has done her bachelor's in computer engineering from Govind Ballabh Pant University of Agriculture and Technology, Pannagar, and is currently pursuing her master's in business administration from Department of Management Studies, IIT Roorkee. During her bachelor's, ma'am was the vice chairperson of executive body, managing the budgets, permits, and fund generation. Ma'am is presently the corporate relations and placement coordinator of DOMS IIT Roorkee and is pivotal in managing and maintaining corporate relations. She recently interned with NatWest Group at the position of data analyst. She is a master manager. We welcome you, ma'am.
Hello, everyone. So it's an opportunity to be here. And thank you, Aryan, for this introduction.
Last but not the least, we have Mr. Amit Jevaria. Sir has done his bachelor's in chemical engineering from Thapar Institute of Engineering and Technology, Patiala. Post that, he worked as a project management executive in Reliance Industries Limited. Currently, Sir is pursuing his Masters of Business Administration from IIT Roorkee, where he is the corporate relations and placement coordinator, maintaining relations, student trainings, and recruitment activities. Sir recently interned with Tata AIA Life Insurance at the position of HR Data Analytics. A keen learner, he is a certified advanced Excel user, SQL user. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Aaron. First of all, I would like to thank IIT Madras and the entire Diplomacia committee for considering me, thinking me that being the capable enough to speak in such front of such esteemed audience. Thank you.
We are very proud to have all of you here. So talking about our first topic, data science. If we quote Amazon Web Services, data science is the study of data to extract meaningful insights for business. It is a multidisciplinary approach that combines principles and practices from the field of maths, stats, artificial intelligence, and computer engineering to analyze large amounts of data. Now this includes various job roles: data analyst, data engineer, machine learning engineer, business development analyst. Rishabh right here is currently working as a senior data engineer at Brilio Technologies and has 3 years of experience in the field. So Rishabh, my question to you is, according to you, what are the key skills needed for this field and how did you learn them?
So, Aaron, thank you for asking me this question, because this question has a variety of answers, right? Because see, data science is not a field only for data science. It is cumulative of data engineering and data analysis as well, which we say data analyst. Okay. Now, I'm just going in depth of these so that you guys know what every field relates to each of them. Okay. So starting from data engineering, like Aryan said, I am a senior data engineer at Radio. So what we do is, let's say in today's world, data is oil. Okay. There is a huge amount of data that is generated each second, each minute, each hour from the applications that we use. So what we do, that is unstructured data. So we need to structure that. We need that in proper format. So data engineering community does that part. Now coming to data science part, basically whatever the data engineers have segregated, or let's say they have processed the data, now they will create machine learning models and do the predictive analysis using statistics and computing technologies, so that we can predict what can be the next point by this data that we are getting. On top of this, the data analysts also use the same data that data engineers refine, so to make business decisions, because they are creating a descriptive solutions for those data that is generated. Okay. Now, not only this, I will explain you through an example as well. Say, I'm just going in English and Hindi so that you guys also understand and I can communicate properly. Let's say I'm working on some part for banking industries. Okay. Now, banking industries have so many data regarding loans. Let's say the transaction that is made right now, each second there are crores of transactions, okay, happening, withdrawals from ATM, the savings accounts that they are having, the total amount that they are having in their uh, accounts, basically. Okay, so there are many, there is a lot of data. Now, data engineers refine this according to particular sections. Aryan, I see that there are some people who are asking for session recording. Is that enabled for this session?
Well, yes, it is. The session will be recorded. It is being recorded by my able teammate Piyush. So, yeah.
Okay, so guys, you got the answer. This session is being recorded. You don't have to worry about that. Now, coming back to my example, let's say if I want loans data, let's say how many people have taken loans from a particular bank, let's say X bank. Okay, now that loans data filtration will be done by data engineering community. On top of that, data scientists, what it will do is it will create a model that based on that data, it will predict that how much loan will people take in the coming days, weeks, or months. Okay, so that is due to creation of this ML model, machine learning model. Data analyst, what they will do is based on this particular data retrieved by data engineers, they will see, okay, I am just taking an example. Okay, let's say there are 10% of people who are coming in high income, 30% in low income, or like middle income. Okay, and the low income rest 60%. Okay, so let's say 10% and 30% people are more likely to have loan, means to take loan from that bank. So data analytics, what it will do is, let's say they will see how many people are there, customers basically are there in this X bank. Now, looking forward to, let's say 3 months, 4 months, or 6 months of data, like they will do descriptive analysis regarding that and take business issues according to that, that should they expand their loan sections, how will they provide this many amount of loans to customers. Okay, so this is an overview of what data engineering, science, and data analytics do cumulatively and individually. Now there are skills. Like I am just coming on to the skills part as well. It will be quick, guys. So there are there is a basic thing that we require, that is coding language. Okay, so that is Python and R language. So Python is basically because it is a widely used language as of now. I would emphasize on this. If you are targeting to become a data scientist, data engineer, or data analytics, to go into that field, you should learn Python. Now, you are, as I have seen as your curriculum as well, so it also consists of statistics and mathematics and other data engineering, or sorry, data science courses. Okay, so they will build you up for the role. Now, there are data visualization techniques that are also there that one should learn. Let's say Power BI is a tool, Matplotlib, Tableau. These are used for data visualization so that we can uh, put the data into more readable format towards the audience or clients, whatever that is there. Okay. Now there is one more thing, last thing, big data technologies that are Hadoop, Spark. These are very much into consideration for industries as of now. Okay, these are extensively used for huge chunk of data because we are dealing with big data in the industries. Coming to the part where you can learn these from, you can learn all these from, these are specific sites. You can also explore more, whatever I say. First one is Coursera. There are lots of free courses over there, but I've heard recently that they are taking down the free courses because many of people take it and don't take it seriously to complete that course in a go. Okay, so just please go through that. If you find something useful, please, I emphasize on this, please complete whatever course that you take fully. Do not break it in between. You can take from Udemy as well, Khan Academy, or from YouTube. But there is one particular course that I would like to mention over here. You can also write it down. It is from Andrew NG. Okay, Andrew NG. He is from Stanford University, and there is a course for machine learning. Okay, you can go through that full course. I'm not sure where you could get that. Maybe on Coursera or on YouTube. You just have to go through that, like where we can find that. So, machine learning course from Andrew NG. He's from Stanford University. He will give overview picture. Now, last but not the least, you are learning, but without practical experience, nothing is inevitable. Okay, so you have to do hands-on practices. You have to be in project works so that you can also develop your practical skills because they will be required by companies. So I would tell you one site where you can do project work from or hands-on experience from your side. Please write it down if you are interested in that. It is Kaggle. It is spelled as Kaggle. Okay. So over there, the problem statements are there. Go there and collaborate with other peoples and do project like problem statements, resolutions, and all these. And please also involve yourself into personal projects with your professors or any of your colleagues that are already involved. That way, you will grow faster, learn faster, and develop faster. And that's all. I think I've taken the time, but this is everything regarding data science.
This was so beautifully answered, so well summarized. I believe nearly 40% of the doubts were answered at one go. Now, one doubt that usually arises is whenever someone enrolls for this degree or starts preparing for this, how hectic is it?
Is it question for me only, Aryan?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so basically, see, data scientist role is really hectic, I would say. Okay, so don't take it. It is not for the faint-hearted. Okay, so the thing is, whenever you do some in companies or on big scale, you are involving machine learning models. You are making those. You are training those. Okay, now, let's say if you're working with a client, the company goes with the client or some specific set of goals in mind. Okay. If you are training your model and let's say there are some errors or issues in between that, then the full requirement will change. You have to again go back and do back and forth communication. You have to again make the model succeed. You will do decoding, debugging. So there is a lot of things. Similarly for data engineering, data analytics part as well. So it is a bit hectic at times. It is a bit refreshing, very rewarding at times as well. So don't take it only as hectic, but yes, it is very rewarding as well. Okay, if you work continuously and your knowledge and expertise increases, then surely the rewards will come sooner or later.
Right. So one more thing that usually arises, Rishabh, is that do we get to work on projects that are different in nature? Like, do we face something new every day, or is it very similar?
See, Aryan and all the people over here, the thing is in corporate world, it doesn't depend usually on a single project. But let's say if you are in a same company for more than 2 3 years or 4 years, okay, so there is a high probability that similar kind of tasks you will get until unless you want to switch your field or until unless you want to upskill yourself. If you don't do that, then yes, it surely is a monotonous life. Okay, you are again and again going for the corporate world, doing the same thing, boring, then giving what is saying ulta sida for that. So the thing is, The projects are very diverse over there. You need to go upskill yourself according to the time. Today's 2023. I would say the next 3 years it will be a technological world more matured of other technologies. Okay, new technologies I would say. So the project are diverse. Sometimes they are monotonous because of long. It depends on the company. Okay, it doesn't depend on the other factors. But continuously keep yourself upgrading and keep yourself motivated. Okay, the rewards are high. I'm telling you, believe me.
Well, this motivation was really needed because we surely have our exams coming up. Now, one thing, Rishabh, I have seen is that many, very sadly, but the season of layoffs and recessions are going on. Many of our seniors who were working as software development engineers, they got laid off. So, what is the outlook of companies towards data analysts or data engineers or people who are working in this field? Are they in a safer side? Are they on a safer side?
See, in corporate world, nothing comes easy. There is always a risk. Okay, so you say recession, you say layoff, you say software engineering. Okay, so software engineering is not a domain where we are talking right now. Okay, recession basically in India it is not as prominent as in US, Canada, UK. Okay, so they are much more matured in clients sites where India folks are working for. Okay, so regarding layoffs, yes, layoffs are being driven in India as well. But there are some possible things I would like to highlight over here. See, not only recession is responsible for layoffs. Okay, sometimes the people are there who are not upskilling themselves according to the time. So company thinks that they are not fit for the company or for the project they are aiming for. Okay, many of them are rejected by the clients as well or internal interview. I would say because they're not up to date. They're not up to date to the skills. So that's why they have to take hard decisions of laying off uh, employees. Second thing is in this one, Google, I would say there are companies like Google and Paytm. I'm not highlighting those, but there are other companies as well who have hired more people than required in 21 and 22. So due to that, their cost to company has skyrocketed at some point of time. Now, looking at the foreseeable future, now they have realized their mistake and they are just laying off those people. Okay, so this is one of the scenario as well. And see, in India, the layoffs cycle or layoff number is comparatively lower what is there in US, UK, and Canada. Okay, why I am highlighting these three only because these are the potential clients that we see. Okay, potential clients and majority of the clients. Okay, uh, so I would say we are in a safer position compared to others. So no need to worry regarding this, folks. You are getting some high-fi jobs after this graduation.
Well, you certainly dropped some really truth bombs, as I would say, because this one thing is very correct. We need to keep on upskilling ourselves. Then only we can be relevant in the industry. Now,
Yep.
would you like to take a question as a participant is raising his hand?
Sure, sure.
Suraj, please unmute yourself and speak your question. I don't think he's responding. So one question that we got right now
Can I
is,
go ahead? Can I go ahead, Aryan?
yeah, sure, please.
Yeah,
Rishabh
Vijay.
sir, this is a question that you mentioned a point about the Kaggle. So I'm using a Kaggle, but I'm doing many tasks over there. But doing tasks and consider them as a project and mentioning them in the my resume is is what the company consider because they may not be uh, I mean they may not it may be a part of the ML, not a full ML project.
Got it.
So, so it's a so do company consider this as a project because I'm maybe doing 20 tasks a month or 30 tasks a year. I mean, 3 months. So I want to relate those things. Do company consider them as a project?
What a lovely question you have asked, Brijesh. So, folks, he has asked a very intelligent and realistic question. Okay. The thing is, whatever do he mentioned Kaggle. Okay, there are other platforms as well. Now, whatever you do as a project work, okay, that counts in your knowledge. Now, if you want to mention that in your curriculum vitae or resume, whatever you say, so it is a plus point. Okay, what it shows is that you have some hands-on experiences on that part, even if it is on a minor part of that. Let's say machine learning. Okay, machine learning is a very big thing. Now on a part of that, if you have hands-on work experience or you have some project experience, that always count. Always a company will look at that and will ask you what you have did in that project. Okay, so never ever think that this is going to be considered or not. Whatever you do will always accountable in your knowledge, in your resume. So go ahead and upskill yourself always. I
So,
think
so
I
just
have
to add to it,
yeah, Brijesh.
like how many should I consider writing over there? I mean, all of them that I did, or just a major one that gave me learnings.
Brijesh, I think you are in first year, correct?
And no, so this is my second year.
Second year, okay. So
Yeah,
I would say you have 2 more years to go, correct? So till then, till your internships as well, till your job search or job hunt, until unless you are doing these project work on regular basis, you are upskilling yourself. There are no certain amount. You can keep going. Don't think that 20 is enough, 10 is enough, 25 is enough. No, bro. That will only downgrade your mental health or let's say your foreseeable future always. So do as many as possible because that will always aid to your knowledge resume both.
got it. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, sure, Brijesh.
Well, I would really agree. That was a very beautiful and very well answered question answer as well.
Yeah,
Now, one thing that I would like to move on to the next topic now,
yeah,
internships. One thing that helps us in excelling in our career, in our professional career, is an internship. Now, many a times it is ignored or its nature is neglected by students. An internship is pivotal in applying the theoretical knowledge and gain hands on experience. Additionally, internships offer a glimpse into workplace dynamics, improving adaptability and teamwork. By the perspective of the organizations, many a times, by giving internships, companies are successful in identifying the right fit and hence give out pre placement offers. Our panelist right here, Muskan Goel, has recently completed her internship in NatWest Group as a data analyst. So, Muskan, my question to you is, how do we grab an internship in this role?
Like Aaron, you just mentioned that internships are for two things. Like company hire for two purposes, either to offer a PPO or they actually have some work in mind that they want the selected student to complete. So when it's about PPO, you can't really grab an opportunity outside some campus. You need a campus placement. Like I had in my MBA program, the summer internship program that we have after 1 year. But for the second case, that if the company wants to uh, give some particular task to the student, that is the case where a student from outside of individually, independently can grab an internship opportunity. So in my case, it was the second company that visited our campus, and it was for data analytics role. And about my previous experience, I am a computer engineer graduate, so I had some skills or knowledge of coding. Then about Tableau, Power BI, and such things. So maybe that is something that they saw, and NatWest basically hires for offering PPO and not for offering you a certain amount of work that they want us to do. So, so So during the process of my 2 months, what they wanted from my side was to evaluate me, because NatWest as a company do not believe in layoffs. They do not simply just cut down any employee. So they want to actually assess the employee before hiring them for full time. That if this is someone they want to continue with. So that was the case uh, that happened for me.
Well, right. So can you please elaborate on your experience? What was the
Uh,
duration of the internship?
sure. My internship was for 2 months. So I was given a project of that is based on NLTK. If you have heard of, this is a upcoming Python library which works on text processing. So NLTK is natural language processing toolkit. So what it does is it gives you insight from text. So my project for 2 months was that I want to take input of a file that can be a PDF file or a Word file, and then I have to summarize the entire text without the user actually reading it. So you will give input, say a 8 to 10 pages file, and it will give you the answer of 5 Ws. The 5 Ws being what, why, where, when, and who. So you are not actually reading that entire report of 8 to 10 pages, which is saving the user's time, and you are getting the entire summarization. Also, uh, in who you can you can guess what are the keywords that I must be getting in all the 5 Ws. For what specifically, I did not do the keyword segmentation. I used text processing, and that was a text summarization tool that I used there. So that was for my 2 months internship. Also, I had some minor projects in Power BI and Tableau. That was to get basic insights, but that was not the majority part. The majority part was around NLTK.
Right. So we have a question in the audience. Somebody has asked for data analytics between Tableau and Power BI, which is more useful and helpful.
You can't pinpoint anyone. Like earlier, I used to know Tableau, but when I went to the organization, I came to know that they are already having a subscription of Power BI, and they are not like completely different things. You just need to have the basic analysis in your mind how to do the what you want to extract from the data. If you know the ultimate goal, it's not the both the tools are not very complicated and very different. So it just depends on you. Even if you have one and proficiency in even one tool, either Power BI or Tableau, it works brilliantly on your resume.
Well, we got it. I think the doubt was very well answered. Ankit Nethani, sir, you recently interned with a leading technological company. Now, due to the policies, we cannot name the firm, but your role was that of a business development analyst. And I would like to tell this to my audience that sir has got a pre-placement offer for the same, and sir has joined also. So, Ankit, can you please shed some light on your internship journey? What is your role about?
Yeah. So Arun and everyone else. So my role was pretty much in lines what a business analyst does. So the role of a business analyst is typically in lines with what a consultant does. We are in direct contacts with the clients, and as per the client requirements, we have to gather their requirements and enhance those requirements and solve all their queries, solve all their problems with the help of the technology or the application, whatever the platform that the company provides. So during my internship, although it was a 2 month internship, I wasn't able to work on a particular project as such because it was a very short time. So what I worked on was the emerging customer experience trends that are coming up in the future and how the latest technology is in line to address these trends. So I worked in the towards the BFSI sector, towards the retail sector. For example, we came across some customer journeys and how there's a platform called Salesforce. It's a CRM platform. How Salesforce is positioned to address these customer experience trends. So this is what I believe that someone was asking the question that how data science or data engineering how MBA after data engineering would help. So this is where I think it will help, because when you get into this field of management, you'll be able to align yourself with that particular thing. I mean, solving problems of your clients, so with the help of data. Now, the data is a new oil, as Risham mentioned, but how to use that data in a form that you'll be able to interpret it well and solve business problems. So that was the major task that I had in hand, and I think I did a pretty good job. Yeah.
Yeah, we are very sure that you did a pretty good job. I would like to congratulate you for your pre-placement offer. We
Thanks a
really
lot.
wish that you do really well. Ankit Nethani sir and Muskan Goel ma'am are my college seniors, and all of us are really proud of them. We have our panelist, Mr. Amit Jewaria. Sir has done a lot of internships in his professional career, ranging from NPCIL, Nuclear Power Corporation of India Limited, to being a process design engineer. Sir recently interned with Tata AIA Life Insurance at the position of HR Analytics. So, sir, my question to you is, can you please elaborate on your experience and the nature of job?
Yeah, sure. So I would like to start it from very beginning when I joined my B school. Uh, I wanted to go into finance. That I believed was my core capability. But later the company started coming in. Muskan's company, NetWest, came in. I didn't apply because I wanted to go into finance, not onto the data side or something like that. I got placed. I got my internship a little later in this stage, but I still believe that I got a very decent company, which is Tata. Uh, my role was of HR analytics. So my project was to analyze that whether we. So there's a hiring process that goes on. First of all, there are interviews. Then, first of all, there is screening of the resumes. Then there's interviews. Then there may be a second round of interview. Then there are offers that are released. Then there are appointment letters that are released. So it is a long process. And the problem with the Tata AIA was that they are actually automizing this process. And whenever you automate anything, the problem that happens is that there is a change in the organization. And when a change occurs, there are chances that the employees that who are doing this task may not be able to do the task on time. So they wanted me to build a dashboard by analyzing the data that whether anything is whether the process is lagging behind anywhere, and on which stage that we are lagging behind, on which region we are lagging behind. Because I was sitting in the head office and they were hiring for north, south, east, west. There were different regional offices. There were different banks that they were working upon. So it was a challenging task, but at the end, the employee, my manager was happy, and that's it. Uh, it was a good experience and all.
It surely was, sir. My question is that how, and everybody wants to know this, how is the job role of a HR data analytics similar to data analytics? Are there any similarities or they are different?
Okay, so I would like to give you a simple example what is actually data science. To me, data science is like you must have solved that cube where different boxes were there. You have to make meaning a picture out of it. Blocks were there, or maybe you would have solved the Legos. You had to create a something which has to be come out. So there is data, and what you have to do is to make something meaningful, which uh, maybe to bring some insight for the business, which can turn out to be helpful for the business in decision making. So those blocks are datas, and what you come up with is what is data science. So data science is a field, HR analytics is a role. You can use data science in HR analytics for employee performance, because there's data and then you can make a picture out of it. You can use it in attrition. You can use in the same which I have used is for managing the processes. and a wide range of applications can be there. So that's all I would like.
Right. Thank you so much for that answer. And I personally related a lot to that example because I still play Lego. Thank you so much. Now, on contrary to popular beliefs, internships are not only offered by huge firms, but they are also offered by universities on research projects under the guidance of professors. There are many foreign as well as Indian universities that conduct research on data algorithms, artificial intelligence, etc. On our panel, we have Mr. Rishabh. He secured a research internship of 2 months at Chulalongkorn University, Bangkok. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Even though the field was different, Sir has done his integrated masters in chemistry from IIT Kharagpur, but the process of grabbing a research internship majorly remains the same. So, Rishabh, can you please throw some insight on how you grabbed this internship and when did you start applying?
So, Aaron, going back in time, I remember I was very enthusiastic going abroad and doing a foreign internship during my academic curriculum. I think many of you are also enthusiastic regarding that as well, right? So, everybody wants to know what we have to do, what will be there to achieve this feat as well. Okay, so there are two types of things from by which you can achieve this feat. Okay, so the first one is, let's say you are this Diplomacia or IIT Madras is providing this data science curriculum, okay, to you. So there would be some international relations cell. I'm not sure that the name will be same for all every place, but there are certainly some international relations cells that are present in every IITs. Okay, so what they do is they are collaborating with other few foreign universities so that from there their students can go abroad, learn and come back. So they are basically research internships. Okay, mostly. Some of them are company oriented as well, but the number remains less compared to research internships. Okay. Now, in so what they will do is they will forward your resume to those particular foreign universities. Their grads that are called as grad schools. Okay. So they will forward to them. If they will like it, they will approach you. And if you are selected after interview, then you can go over there. Apart from this, there is one more way of approaching this that I used. You go and search for all the universities on QS World Ranking. Okay, according to your particular stream. Let's say in your case, it is data science. Okay, so you go over there, you search for data science. So it will give out a list of universities that are ranked like 1, 2, 3, and so on. Okay, so you can list out whom you want to send out in email. Now, what procedure I achieved, and similarly, there was my friend as well who got research internship in NUS, Singapore. Okay, so basically, me and he did almost similar thing. We created a draft email chain. We customized it according to the professor and the project that he was having. So this requires a research regarding professor and the area of project or area of research that he is delivering as of now. If you are interested, grab his email ID from official link of that grad school and send out that email draft with some modification, okay, along with your CV or resume and cover letter, so that you can put up your intentions behind it. In my case, I did mail around 220 universities and I got only 3 to 4 replies. Okay, that is a hard way to go on, but yes, it's the truth. Okay, it is not necessarily that you will get more number of replies or less number of replies. It depends. If there are no opportunities available, professor will not respond you or will respond you like this, that there are no vacancies as of now. Otherwise, if you are selected, let's say if you catch his eye, then he will interview you based on your present expertise, and he finds you suitable, then he will call you to the grad school as well. But it depends on your CGP as well, the projects you have done, how efficiently you can deliver what you have done as till now as an project work or in your academic curriculum, both inclusive. So this is the second way. By these two ways, you can achieve this feat as well. And I hope many of these who are here achieve this feat. Best of luck to you guys. I think this answers the question.
Well, thank you so much. It really answered. Now, I would like to say this to the audience. Rishabh has actually shown me the emails of that time. They were actually greater than 200. So that is certainly a lot of hard work. But nevertheless, it's very rewarding. Rishabh, when you got selected, how was the visa arranged? And how was the accommodation and everything handled?
Okay, so replying to this, see, whenever you are selected and professor gives you a go on, कि भाई आ जाओ अब तुम, so you can do a negotiation over there as well. Okay, like please give me some fundings, scholarships, accommodation, so that I can easily transfer from here India to that particular location. Same case, I did that thing with my professor as well. I negotiated with him. I got accommodation. I got scholarships as well. I got this lab, particular lab dedicated to me, and this is how it all worked out. Now, visa and visa front. So it depends which country you are going. US, it is difficult to get visa on time, so you have to apply it early. For other nations, Canada also a bit early. UK you can get maybe within a 1 month. Australia as well within 1 month. Okay, so Thailand, basically I had to go there by, let's say, work visa for some period of time, but unfortunately I didn't get that at that time. So I went through travel visa as well. Okay, so there are alternatives as well provided to go abroad. So you have to explore those things, bro. ठीक है, उसी से पता चलेगा.
Well,
Now
this,
there was one thing, Aryan, I would like to highlight over here. See the how early you should apply for this by the second way. So you should at least do that 5 months early. Means you should start that from 5 months early. In that 5 months, you will get some replies, some interviews. You will crack that. You will have ample amount of time, like 3 months or like that. But yes, more or like that will be the timeline, and you will most probably get visa even for US as well. I have seen my one of my batchmate, she got visa within 1 month for US. My other batchmate who got US visa after 3 months. So it varies according to your emergency and situations. Yeah.
well, this certainly proves one thing, that we should put in our efforts. Sometimes, if luck is in a favor, we can get a visa in a month, and we might get later. But surely, I think research internships are a great opportunity to learn. Thank you so much for that answer, Rishabh. Now, this is not my question. I'm clarifying this, not my question, but this is a question of my friend. If our CGPA is less than 6, so will it be okay?
CGPA less than six. You say mentioned, right?
Yes, sir.
I would say it should be more than 6
Okay, got it.
because you have one tag as well. Okay, IIT Madras. It's big. Okay, so keep that in mind. And I would prefer to have CGPA more than 7.5 or 8. Okay, to grab an opportunity. But yes, if you are having around 6, don't lose hope. I would say just give it a shot. Okay, give it a shot. I think you may land up somewhere interesting.
Right. So I think I need to work hard. Moving on to our next agenda, next topic. Now, Along with building your tech profile, equal attention, I think each and everyone would you agree with this, equal attention should be paid to personality development. Now this majorly consists of a person having soft skills. Soft skills in layman terms refers to skills such as critical thinking, problem solving, teamwork, and public speaking. We all at one point of our time have seen that one child in classroom who just studies and does not talk to anyone else, does not participate in anything. All of my panelists right here have been very active in their college societies, in sports, and are doing well. That is the proof. So my question, Mr. Amit sir, this is for you. Amit, you are the placement coordinator at Department of Management Studies, IIT Roorkee. So in today's scenario, if we are pursuing a tech role, are only our tech skills enough, or does the person need to be an excellent communicator as well?
See, being good on the tech side is important, but if you are able to communicate your thoughts more clearly, that I believe is more important. Tech rules are tech knowledge is more of your related to your IQ. Your communication is more of related to your EQ. So sorry, there is a lag in network. Did you all find the same?
That's okay.
It's okay now.
It's okay now. Is it fine? So where did I stop?
So you were talking about tech skills being a different thing and IQ being a different thing.
Yeah. So I was saying that when it comes to your tech skill, it is related to IQ, and your communications are related to your EQ. IQ stands for intelligence quotient, and EQ stands for emotional quotient, right? So suppose think of two persons among your batch only. One is having a good IQ but not that good EQ, and the another person is having a good EQ but not that great IQ. You would find that the person having the good IQ would be better placed generally, but if you see down the line of 5 years, you would definitely see that the person who has the better communication skills, has the better IQ, would beat him in less than 3 to 4 years of time, because he was able to communicate his thoughts, he was able to build relations, he was able to build networks in the company, and that's all what is needed. I'm not denying the fact that technical skills are not important. They are important, but emotional quotient always play a much important role in your career.
Right. So can we conclude that if a person is confident in his lives, in his dealings, and studies well, he can stand out in his professional career amongst everyone? Can we say this?
Confidence, confidence is good, but it should not be termed as overconfidence, because if it is so, then it would be a challenge. Sorry, can you please repeat your question?
Well, yes, I'll repeat. If a person is confident in his life, does it help him stand out in his professional career?
To some extent, it is true, because whenever you meet a confident person, that aura, that energy will have an impact on you, will have an impact on decisions that you will take on his behalf. So yes, I believe it is important.
Right. So as you have, I think my audience has heard this really well. The journey of achieving an all-rounder personality begins at Diplomacia IIT Madras. So do join us. The second method to increase your confidence, instill some work ethics and teamwork is by joining societies or student chapters in college. Guys, this is very much ignored. I have heard many of my classmates saying that या हम पढ़ाई पे फोकस करेंगे, सोसाइटी वगैरह बहुत काम कराते हैं, दिन भर यही करते रहेंगे तो पढ़ाई कब करेंगे. But I have seen this, the people who are more involved get better marks. They not only teach us how to manage time, but also help us in shouldering responsibilities, साथ वाले का साथ देना, at a very ground level. One thing common in all our panelists right here is that, as I have said this, they are very, very active in their college societies. So, Ankit, this question is for you. You were the vice president of the branch chapter of mechanical engineering in College of Technology, Panagar. And that is already a hefty position, I can tell this. Along with that, you were handling the managerial side of Society of Automotive Engineers chapter in college. Now, two huge positions at the same time. So, Ankit, how did you manage time to strike a balance between your curriculum and society work?
Yeah, thanks, Arun. So, what I'll say is you'll actually have to strike a balance between the two. Like what I missed was I was more involved in these societies and improving my communication, and I missed on the tech part of it, and that's where the impact happened during my interviews for my MBA as well. So that balance is really important. Now coming to my participation in these societies, how society matters is, for example, I worked in this national level event Baha, as you mentioned. So it was a team of 20 people, and we were the most senior most, so we were managing all our juniors. So that management skill that came to me while I was managing them, because it instilled in me a kind of leadership, a kind of accountability for whatever goes wrong or whatever goes right. So that comes to you, and when you get that, you'll understand that how important it is. Now whenever you'll join any organization, you'll all definitely will get jobs. You'll have to work in teams. You will be the team lead at some point of a career. So how would you manage that situation? That is what a society or a club or committee helps at a very smaller level, but at the same time it gives us a lot of insights how we would be managing when we would actually get into that position when we are at a job. So that's where it all matters. Also, I was part of the industry interaction cell at IIM Amritsar as well. So that also helped me enhance my communication to another level. I was interacting with a lot of industry stalwarts, and we were in direct contact with them, calling them like a panel discussion we are having today. We used to conduct these kind of panel discussions. So, for first of all, it's a big honor for me to be speaking here. But at the same time, it helped me to gain confidence, to gain better communication skills, and that is one thing that I feel is really important once you get into any organization. uh, Once you have completed your data science degree, even if you get a job, try upskilling yourself. As Rishabh was mentioning earlier, and also Amit, that upskilling is really important in any domain. Whether you do an MBA, whether you don't do an MBA, keep upskilling yourself. There's no better time to be a good communicator. You have to start today. You have to start tomorrow. So that's what matters the most.
Right. Well, I can really tell this one thing that अंकित सर एंड उनके बैचमेट्स का जो काम था उस समय, जो उन्होंने मेंशन किया बाहा में एंड सुप्रा में, उसको आज भी हमारे सीनियर्स बताते हैं, एंड बहुत ही कमेंडेबल काम किया था सर सब ने. एंड थैंक यू सो मच. यू मेंशनड योर्स, I think I have told this earlier, but sir is the senior coordinator at Industry Interaction Cell, IIM Amritsar. So you can see how nervous I am hosting this talk in front of so distinguished professionals. Muskan, you were the vice chairperson of executive body in College of Technology, Panagar. Now this is a society which handled all the major fests in college. You personally manage the funds, permits, and post-event reports. Now, I want to hear this from you. What are your mantras to strike a balance? How did you strike a balance between your studies and extracurriculars?
See, when you apply for any club or committee, like I did in placement committee or at that time executive body, you're not just doing it for yourself. You are also doing it for that entire batch. That you see yourself more capable than the rest of the batch. That you are more capable of handling that responsibility. So when you apply, when you get selected, and when you apply, you have this mindset, and when you get selected, your this particular mindset gets confirmed that yes, maybe I am the right person who who should do this job. That I am the right person who should get the placements for the rest of the 77 students of my batch and maybe the seniors and juniors also. So that is one thing. And when we talk about maintaining a balance, so it comes automatically when you are doing so much for others, when you are putting so much efforts for the rest of the 77 students, you automatically get the inspiration to put that amount of hard work in your own career as well. So that is just a part of motivation that I get, that I have to do this for the people who are standing with me and for me as an individual so that I can pave the path for my future.
That's truly correct. I can recall the aura ma'am had in college. We still remember when events were going on, and then we would hear that ma'am aa rahi hai, and everything would start falling back in place. We were so scared of you at that time. And I would like to ask my favorite question to you. When do you think you worked better in your academic life? When you were involved in a lot of societies, or when you only had to study?
When you only have, like, you have a lot of idle time, you don't do anything productive. You don't even want to watch series also. So if I'm not having exams, I'm sitting idle in a room. So I won't prefer watching Netflix also. So the zeal that you get to put efforts into anything, be it extracurricular, studies, anything, that is in a packed schedule. That I know that I've put so much time in my placement talks. So now I want to put some efforts into my personal self as well. So that is when I think I am the most productive version of myself. But yeah, some people might think otherwise. The ones who talk about that, there are some people in every batch who are just all about studies. So it might work differently for different people, but for me, it's when I have a very packed schedule. So that is the difference you can note. That certain people say that I want to go into a private job sector, and some people say that I want to go to the government job sector. So that is the aspiration they have. They want a very calm and monotonous life. And I'm not one of those. So for me, it's a very packed schedule. So I can put time and divide time for every.
Well, that was so well answered. I really want my audience to emphasize on this one thing. The simple supply demand thing works in time. If you have a lot of time, you won't do anything. And if you have less time, you will try to utilize it. This is from my personal experience in college as well. That was very, very well answered. Muskan and Amit, as I might have mentioned before, they both are the placement coordinators for their batch and the seniors at Department of Management Studies, IIT Roorkee. So Amit, many of our audience members are wanting to know on this. What is a placement coordinator and what are his roles? And along with that, I want you to emphasize on how the selections are done.
I believe it is the right time to ask the question because I've just got into my second year and the selections are going on for the first years. So me and Muskan are mostly involved in that thing only nowadays. So see, placement coordinator, basically, if you see, there's an unsaid competition going on between the B schools. There are a limited number of jobs available, and a placement coordinator's job is to get the best jobs for their batchmates, right? So my day-to-day activities looks like that we have to do constant emails to the recruiters. Some of them reach out to us on calls. Then we try to convert them for our campus. We try to pitch them that how we are better than other B schools. So it's all in. Just a second.
Yeah, sure.
So, as I've said, the rules is basically to convert the companies for the batchmates and for us as well. To convert, if the company is not converting, to make sure that we do have some guest lectures so that the company might come in next year. Uh, Placement coordinators play a important role because you might see that this year we are expecting a recession, but placements coordinator jobs remain still the same, that they have to get the 100% batch placed at the end of the year. Coming up to your question, that how the selections are made, we particularly look for a few things, that the person should know the raw sales. Placement coordinator do raw sales because they are selling their batchmates to the companies at the best price that they can get into the market, right? So the student who can do sales, we prefer them most. You should be stringent enough in tough times. You should not be someone who cannot hold up to the mark when it gets the tough time. The third thing that I would look is definitely good communication skills, right? All in all, that's all the personality that I look for. The raw sales part plays the major important role in placement coordinator.
Well, thank you so much. I recall a phone call with you 2 to 3 days before, where you were talking about some recruitment activity going on in IIT Roorkee, which was to take the whole night. Are you comfortable telling about it?
Sorry, can you please repeat?
Well, I had a phone call with you, and I think there was a recruitment activity for the placement cell in your college,
Yeah, yeah,
included
yeah. So
your.
actually, it was. I thought you are talking in terms of companies, but it was for the placements only. For placement cell only, we are selecting our junior placement committee. So what happens is that as the new batch gets in, we have to select the best candidate out of the batch for their placement committee. So that thing was going on. We have received almost 100, close to 100% of applications. All the students have applied to the placement committee. We have completed 3 rounds. The last round is still left, which will be a personal interview. So we are moving ahead, and we are good enough till now.
Well, would you please like to elaborate, only if you all are comfortable sharing this? What task do you give to the students in order to select them?
So see, it can vary school to school, but for us it was basically for in the first round we gave them a task to write an email draft to the HRs that we are about to start our placement drive, and how would you uh, make a how would your why should we come to your business school. The second task was to find out the leads, so that to whom we should contact, right? You cannot email anyone. I cannot email to someone who is not even recruiting. So the mail should be sent to the person who is actually the concerned person. So to find out the leads, at the end of the task, we verified how many of them got the right leads. Third task, which we have completed recently till 7:30, I was occupied in that only. So third task was to pitch. The senior placement coordinators were the officials of company, and they had to pitch like why we should recruit from IIT Roorkee. So that's all. In the final round, we are expecting a interview.
Well, thank you so much. That was
So,
very well.
Arun, I just like to add a point to Amit's point that whenever a committee or a club gives a tasks for recruiting another member, so what I think Amit and Muskan both will agree with me that what we are looking for is how much effort you have put into that task. For example, if you're given to write an email, or if we are given to make a PPT for an event, I can I can type in ChatGPT and get an email as soon as I can. But how much effort, how much research do I put into it in any task that I get? That is what makes the difference while recruiting anyone, and that is something that companies also look for when you're giving job interviews, that how much effort that you put in any internship, in any in your club, in your committee. That is what matters eventually. Not accuracy does matters in terms of the task, but your efforts would matter the most in the long run.
Right. I think all of us will agree with this. Now, again, this question is not from me. This is from my one friend. He was asking that this question is from Muskan, Ankit, and Amit, all of you. Do placement coordinators get placed better?
That's not true. As I've already told you guys that I've got my internship in the almost the later phase of the drive. So this is not true. But certainly being in PlaceCom grooms your personality as you are constantly talking to the HRs, sometime senior officials. So that helps you in the interviews. So there are advantages, but not directly that they get better placed. If you are capable enough if you are uh, if you are capable enough, you would get a better placement without being in PlaceCom. Uh, it's just that I think Ankit and Muskan would be able to add a few more points onto it.
Yeah, so I'll being not being part of placement coordinator, I'll agree with him. It's just a myth that they get placed early. That's as Amit mentioned, that's because of their improved personality being part of the placement coordination team. So they are in direct touch with the HRs. They're directly communicating with them. That's an improving point for them, and that's where it changes because they get more confident with it. Definitely it will help in the long run. They are able to develop more networks, but in the short run it's not an added advantage to them in that respect.
This is something that we might agree that there's no such special advantage that we're getting. But just for a case example, if I'm talking to some HR and that person already knows me for a long time, like for a period of 1 or 2 months, and now I'm sitting in an interview in front of that same HR, and I have communicated my thoughts and have been doing, I'm on a good rapport with that HR. So that might give me an added point that, okay, uh, she's better because she has seen me over the past 2 months. But what sometimes might happen is that you are taking the responsibility of the rest of the 77 students as well. So when something, a mishap happens during the process of the recruitment, so that blame also might get onto me. So now she knows that I was not able to handle that properly. However, it was not my fault solely, but that might hamper my chances of getting selected in that particular company. So it can work both ways. It's luck also.
Well, this certainly is a huge responsibility. Other than that, IIT Roorkee has been achieving 100% placement. So, Amit sir and Muskan sir, Muskan ma'am, you guys are doing a very good job. Now, a very brief question before we move on to the next segment. This is again from my friend that does it help if the placement coordinator was your college senior?
No, I didn't really know that it's your question.
Uh, Actually, it's not
So,
much. Yeah.
so it's not like it, if that particular factor is not helping us, so how it would help somebody else. So,
Right. Very
very
well
long
answered.
shot.
Yes.
आर्यन
I
अपने
think
चांसेस बढ़ा रहेगा, ऐसे बोल के मस्का मत मारो भाई.
yes. So one more somebody said the truth. Well, one more important thing that I want to ask all of you, Amit sir, Muskan ma'am, Ankit sir, Rishabh sir, as a placement coordinators, and I want all of you to add inputs to this. As a placement coordinator, what are your tips and tricks that you advise to your batchmates or your juniors in order to ace placement interviews? Was I audible?
Yeah. Arun, so I'll just go ahead with this. So, uh, interviews is a pretty wide subject. You'll have to develop, and you'll have to develop a lot of skills at the same time. So, many people, for example, me myself, I'll give an example. While I was interviewing, I was giving a mock interview for my entrance to the MBA, and I got bashed so badly, being unprepared for that interview. It was just a mock interview. So preparing for an interview starts right here, right where you are. So there are a lot of questions divided into HR questions and technical questions. So technical side is something that you'll have to work on yourself. But the HR questions, what are your hobbies? What are your strengths and weaknesses? This is something that you'll have to work on, and uh, it's not that you'll have to be honest, completely honest about it. I mean, you'll have to be more genuine and honest at the same time. For example, if I'm asked why did I want to do an MBA at that time, I might have said, if I'm being completely honest, I'll say paisa kamana hai mere ko. That's why I did want to do an MBA. But that is something that you can't say in an interview. You'll have to give a genuine answer, and you'll have to prepare. You'll have to write down that answer as well. So writing down your answers for a lot of questions is something that helped me a lot during my interview processes, because when I write the answers, that is something that I'll remember for the future as well. If I think of an answer, I might forget that while sitting in an interview under so much pressure. So you will have to write down your answers, and that helps a lot.
Well, that certainly is. Amit sir, would you like to give some inputs?
Yeah, sure. So प्लेसमेंट लेने का देखो यार, एक ही तरीका है कि सेल्फ एनालाइज कर लो कि तुम्हारी लूप होल्स क्या हैं, राइट, और उन पे काम करो. सो अब उन पे कैसे काम कर सकते हो आप लोग? सर्टिफिकेशंस कर सकते हो, कोई इंटर्नशिप कर सकते हो, कोई लाइव प्रोजेक्ट पकड़ सकते हो. बट जब तक अपने लूप होल्स पे काम नहीं करोगे तब तक इंटर्नशिप या जॉब नहीं मिलेगी. बहुत मुश्किल है. मैं इसको इंग्लिश में ही बोल सकता था, मैंने इसको हिंदी में बोलना इसलिए चूज किया क्योंकि आप लोगों को समझ में आ जाए. तो सिंपल सा तरीका है, जो भी तुम्हारे लूप होल्स हैं उनको तुम्हें ही खुद ढूंढना पड़ेगा. रेज्यूमे 5 दिन में ठीक हो जाएगा, बट पर्सनालिटी 5 दिन में नहीं ठीक होगी. तो रेज्यूमे को ज़्यादा फोकस मत करो, ज़्यादा फोकस इस बात पे रखो कि तुम्हारे लूप होल्स क्या हैं. अगर तुमने उनको ढूंढ लिया, इफ यू कैन वर्क अपॉन इट, you are sorted. You will get placed on day 0, day 1. That's not an issue.
Well, that was so true. And this line, I think I'll remember this for the rest of my life. Personalities ठीक नहीं हो सकती, 5 दिन में resume ठीक हो सकता है. Muskan, time for your inputs on this.
So what I would like to add is कि जब मैं अपने लिए placements ढूंढ रही थी, so I thought of one thing that, or this is one thing that I heard mostly, that the recruiter is not looking for my skills. The recruiter is seeing how learned I am, how easily he can train me. This is something that we have heard for our entire lives, that what we are studying right now is not the same thing that we'll be doing when we go into an organization. They'll be teaching us what our work is going to be. So what the recruiter sees actually is that how easily this person can take the inputs that I am providing to her or him. So this is one learning that I would like to give, that when you sit into an interview, just be open, just keep your mind open. Listen what the interviewer is saying, and they are most probably looking for someone who has an open mind, who can take inputs and work upon them. So that is from my side.
Well, that was so truthful, because at the end, if we take up the training well, we will do good in the job. Rishabh, time for your input, sir. We would like to know, what do you think about acing placement interviews?
यार आगे जाने से पहले ना, आई वांट टू सी अदर फेसेस एज वेल यार. यहाँ पे अंदर आके ज्वाइन करके why are you normally sitting like this guys, come on video please.
सर बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हैं. So audience, this is an open session. You can raise your hands. You can talk with them face to face. See, they all are our immediate seniors. बहुत अच्छे हैं, बहुत अप्रोचेबल हैं. मुझे बिल्कुल नहीं डांटा इतने दिनों में. आप लोग प्लीज हाथ उठाइए, बात कीजिए. पर वही तो मतलब मेन एम होता है पैनल डिस्कशंस का. अगर नॉलेज 100% नहीं दे पा रहे हैं, नहीं जा पा रही है, तो फायदा क्या है फिर?
यार गाइस, देयर आर 68 पीपल, ठीक है. तो मतलब यू आर रियली इंटरेस्टेड इन लिसनिंग अस, ठीक है. बाकी लोग चले गए, 40 लोग आगे थे, वो चले गए. सो कम ऑन वीडियो सो दैट वी कैन इंटरेक्ट यू पर्सनली, ठीक है. अभी इसका गूगल मीट का तो मेरे को पता नहीं कितना दिखेगा, बट स्टिल ओके. कमिंग ऑन टू दैट कि Aaron, please repeat the question. Just I want
Yes.
to
Right. So, Rishabh, what do you think are the tips and tricks? I want your inputs on this. To ace placement interviews, how do you ace placement interviews in your college?
देखो, मैं भी इसका आंसर जो है हिंदी में देना चाहूँगा, बिकॉज दैट्स वे मैं थोड़ा ज़्यादा कनेक्ट कर पाऊँगा इससे. जैसे अंकित ने बोला, अमित ने बोला, मुस्कान ने बोला, दे ऑल हैड देयर एक्सपीरियंस, राइट. मेरा भी एक अलग एक्सपीरियंस था. सो प्लेसमेंट हो रहे थे, फर्स्ट डे था. उससे पहले क्या होता है कि जो भी कंपनीज आती है, दे विल हैव देयर क्या बोलते हैं, दिस टेस्ट बेसिकली रिलेटेड टू द फील्ड. लेट्स से डेटा साइंस है तो कोडिंग का हो जाएगा, मशीन लर्निंग के ऊपर हो जाएगा, डेटा इंजीनियरिंग का है तो अलग से हो जाएगा, बिजनेस एनालिस्ट का है तो उसका अलग से टेस्ट होगा. नाउ अब वो दो आप, और अगर आप शॉर्टलिस्ट हो जाते हो तो चले जाओ. तो अभी ऐसा हो गया कि डे 1, 2, 3 में शॉर्टलिस्ट ही नहीं हो रहा है. तो एक तो दिमाग खराब हो जाता है बहुत ज़्यादा, क्योंकि एवरीवन अराउंड यू इज गेटिंग प्लेस्ड. सो ऑपरेशन फील होने लग जाता है कि यार मैंने कोई गलती करी है क्या. जैसा अमित बोल रहा था कि यू हैव टू वर्क ऑन ए लूप होल्स ब्रो, ठीक है. अगर तुम्हें आगे बढ़ना है तो लूप होल्स को देखना ही पड़ेगा. देन डे 3 पे आई विल टेल यू, देयर आर 13 ऑफ माई फ्रेंड्स, 3 ऑफ देम वर प्लेसमेंट कोऑर्डिनेटर्स. हर अच्छे अच्छे जो IITs में होता है, दे हैव दिस प्लेसमेंट सेल जहाँ पे प्लेसमेंट कोऑर्डिनेटर्स होते हैं. नाउ दे गाइडेड मी कि ये गलत है, तो मैं ये चीज़ स्किल्स को सही करो, ये इसका थोड़ा इन्फॉर्मेशन ले लो, एंड द स्पीकिंग स्किल्स बेसिकली, ठीक है. सो व्हाट आई बेसिकली हैड वाज, एक तो पॉजिटिव्स बता देता हूँ कि सोशली आई वाज केपेबल ऑफ इंटरेक्टिंग विद पीपल, कॉन्फिडेंस है, I can tell my all the project works and everything clearly. But वहाँ क्या हो रहा है, जाती माइंड ब्लैंक हो जा रहा है, ठीक है. Why? Because composure नहीं है, ठीक है. So it for me I think that it all comes down to your mental state, कि आप उस सिनेरियो को, उस सिचुएशन को आप कैसा हैंडल कर सकते हो, because there is a lot of pressure going on at that time. तो फर्स्ट इंटरव्यू में गए, वहाँ पे से उन्होंने मेरे से इतना नॉर्मली से पूछा कि मतलब एक क्वेश्चन था शायद कोडिंग का था, वेरी बेसिक क्वेश्चन, ठीक है. एंड ब्लैंक आउट, ठीक है, नथिंग आई वाज एबल टू डू ओवर देयर. बट फिर क्या हुआ कि एक और सेकंड राउंड में भी गया, दे आस्क्ड मी कपल ऑफ क्वेश्चंस, थर्ड फोर्थ क्वेश्चन पे रुक गया. सो व्हाट आई फाउंड आउट इज कि वहाँ कंपोजर नहीं है, स्किल्स है, सोच पा रहा हूँ बट वहाँ नहीं सोच पा रहा हूँ प्रेशर में. आई काउंट माई सेल्फ, आई प्रिपेयर्ड, और डे 5 पे था, ठीक है. पहला इंटरव्यू देने गया, उस इंटरव्यू के लिए सबके 2 राउंड हो रहे थे, ठीक है. और मेरा टेक्निकल साइड जो था वो आई वुड से द बेसिक आई वुड से 3 months ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस वाज देयर. मैं ऐसे ही चला गया, मेरे को लगा नहीं होना है इसके अंदर, ठीक है. सो आई वाज वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट कि मैं तो भाई होना नहीं है, मैं तो जाके बोल कर आ जाऊंगा कुछ भी, ठीक है. वहाँ पे गए, ऐसी बात नहीं कुछ भी बोल कर आए जो भी वहाँ पे पूछा वैसे ही बात किया. बट आई वेंट इन, केम आउट, फर्स्ट राउंड हुआ. उन्होंने देखा ये बंदा ओपन है काम करने के लिए, जैसे मुस्कान बोल रही थी कि दे आर लुकिंग एट कि तुम्हारे अंदर सिर्फ स्किल्स ही नहीं, तुम्हारा बिहेवियर भी नोट करते हैं. तुम्हें देखते हैं कि हाउ मच एथिकल यू आर टू डू द वर्क एज वेल. तुम्हारा बिहेवियर भी सारी चीजें देख के दे विल डिसाइड ऑन दैट कि यस यू आर रिक्रूटेड और नॉट. सो आफ्टर दैट मैं गया और बाहर आया, एंड आई वाज टोल्ड कि आपका हो गया. तो मैं एकदम शॉक, यार ये क्या हो गया. सो द की पॉइंट्स आर कॉन्फिडेंस, कीप कंपोजर, की कॉन्फिडेंस इन योर स्किल्स. ओके, और हमेशा रिक्रूटर बेस्ट को नहीं ढूंढ रहा होता. ठीक है, उसको ये नहीं चाहिए कि इसको ये स्किल आएगी तभी ये हो पाएगा. ठीक है भाई, इफ यू आर एवरेज, बट इफ यू आर हैविंग दैट zeal to learn, zeal to accommodate yourself, hooray, you are there, bro, on the other side. That's all.
Well, that certainly is. I was reading a LinkedIn post today that clearly said if you are not getting recruited, then you need to work on your loopholes. You should not be blaming your interviewers or your college. You should be working on your skills, correcting them. And companies को भी लोग चाहिए, लोगों को भी companies चाहिए. ऐसा कभी नहीं होता है that you will not be hired if you are not good. If you are good. Now, one more thing that we see, the upcoming trends. Many organizations are now shifting to hybrid work or remote work. So, Rishabh, my that companies are wanting employees to work remotely at home. And even in this, I would like to add the question along with it. Even in this scenario, how do we make sure that our growth trajectory is still high?
See, guys, in hybrid culture, is what does it mean basically? I will tell you. You are working from office and you are working from home as well. Okay, both. Work from home is only working from home. Work from office, totally from office. Like 5 days a week, you're going to the office and coming back. Okay. Now in hybrid culture, there is one problem. Okay, that is interaction between people. Because why is this an issue? Because the more you interact with people, the more you come to learn, the more you can diversify your portfolio, the more you can uh, work on something. Let's say if I'm working on data filtering, if there is someone else working with me and we are in a hybrid model, so it becomes difficult at some point of time to communicate. Okay, so at that particular time, what we need to do is we need to call each other and just communicate, do the things, but it is not as efficient as you do it in person. Okay, so to remove these discrepancies, there are like certain companies are doing some drives like in a week or 2 week they are connecting each other at one place. Either it is in office or outside office. Okay, like me in my organization, I have driven some fun events, all hand meets. So these are the meets that are there to connect all the peoples of the that fraternity to come together and interact with each other, having some fun times, having some technological knowledge, what has been going on in the industries, what has been going on in the company. So by that, what you will come to understand is, okay, this one is the new technology that is going around. So I should learn that and I should upskill myself. Okay, or either you can connect with your peers, managers, to get that insight that okay, tell me what I can do to upskill myself. What are your future goals? Basically, every upskilling part will be connected to your future goals. So this is how the thing is being tackled. जैसे क्या बोले हाइब्रिड वर्क के अंदर आई विल से कि काम कभी कभी ज़्यादा भी करना पड़ जाता है बिकॉज यू आर एट होम. सो लोग सोचते हैं लिबर्टी है थोड़ा सा काम कर लो. और बट ठीक है, इट इज ओके. आई वुड से दिस इज डेवलपिंग industry, so we should be open to change whatever this industry has to offer.
Well, this was really very correctly answered. And this one thing is very true that people think you have a liberty, you are at home. So they tend to do more work. Now, before moving on to the next segment, we see that some of our participants are raising their hands. So can we take the questions? So Nagarjan Raju, you have been raising your hand for a long time. Would you like to speak?
Yeah, she has dropped her question in the chat box.
Yeah, right. So panelists, she has dropped her question in the chat box.
For whom this question is I would say Tirupura. Sorry.
Any one of you can answer, like whoever wants to.
Mm, okay. Is it okay, panelist, if I go first? Yeah. So, see, what I've seen in this industry, even if you are in your 30s or starting in your 30s, okay, this industry is more open towards that. Okay. Apart from public sectors, I would say, or not in the data field, but other fields, this field is more open towards it. So, getting to your question, like how to change the career or how to shape the career inside this, right? So let's say if you're recently starting, okay, so you will be learning regarding programming languages, algorithms, machine learning, more into deep learning. NLPs are there. So then different packages, coding languages like Python, R has to offer, and data visualization techniques like Matplotlib, this one, Tableau and Power BI. Okay, so these are continuously evolving and there are many technologies that are coming. Okay, so if you're working in any of these, then I would say you are evolving bit by bit into your career. Now let's say if you're already into this career and want to switch to another career, so what you should do, you should be learning what is required for that career. Let's say if you're into data science and now you want to go into consulting, then there is a huge gap over there. You need to learn how to solve problem statements regarding to case studies. There are more you can correct me, Amit, Muskan, Ankit, but regarding consulting, I would say it is more focused on guesstimates type, like how much you will uh, think out of the box, like these are the things given to you. Now what will be the scenario if this kind of things happens? I'm not sure, but yes, this is how a big picture I would say. But if you want to switch from data science to consulting, then you have to go with the skill part. You have to upskill into that particular skills that are required for that this one industry. Same goes for data science. You are in public sector bank. If you want to switch to into this industry, then yes, you have to learn this everything, programming languages, machine learning, working with some of the visualization tools. I'm not telling that you should be properly expert into that, but yes, you should have some hands-on, some projects you have done, practical experience that counts. So please, other panelists, if there is anything I have missed, please add on.
Well, I think that was very well answered. I'm sorry, but since we are short on time, we would like to move on to the next segment. Is that okay? Yeah, sure. So my most favorite segment, MBA. If anybody does not know, Masters of Business Administration, this is a postgraduate degree focused on business administration. The core courses in an MBA program cover various areas of business administration, such as accounting, applied statistics, business communication, HR. Now, in order to gain admission in a top business school in India, we need to crack the CAT examination. For foreign universities, we need to give GMAT examination, and some take admissions on the basis of GATE as well. Now, I know for a fact that many of the students in the audience and in the society will be preparing for CAT or GMAT. Our panelist Ankit Nethani has secured a mighty 99.01 percentile in CAT 2021. So Ankit, this question is for you. Would you please elaborate on your CAT preparation journey and your resources?
See, I'd like to mention that CAT is not an exam that requires a lot of extensive mugging up. Example, it's not technicals, like there's a little course, but practice is what will matter in the end. There are three sections: English, verbal ability and reading comprehension, DILR, data interpretation, and quantitative aptitude. So on all three sections, what you require is practice. So once you have solved a particular type of questions, suppose 10 times, So when 11 time that question comes, you'll be able to crack it up. Like I've solved this and I'll go in that direction and then it will eventually be solved. So CAT is a practice kind of a test, and what you require is managing time. That there's a very short time to answer all the questions. You can't answer all the questions in this particular exam. You'll have to answer maximum number of questions with maximum accuracy, and that comes from practice. So I did take up coaching from Time Institute, and that helped me to make a base of the studies. So it just gave me a boost into my studies. But what eventually mattered in the end was the amount of test series that I did. I did time test series, I did IMS, I also took up CL in the end. So there were 3 test series that I took up before giving CAT. So that is what helped me eventually. And it's not just giving the test that will help you, evaluating it on your evaluating it yourself would matter the most. Like I used to give 3 to 4 hours just evaluating how I performed and what better could I have done in each and every questions, whichever questions I got wrong. So that is how I improved eventually and did decently in CAT.
Well, you certainly did very good in CAT. Now, this question is for Muskan, Amit sir, and Ankit sir. Can you please give us some insights in the life at a top business school in India? I would like to tell this to my audience again. Ankit Nithani sir has done his management MBA from IIM Amritsar. Muskan Goyal ma'am and Amit Jivaria sir are presently at Department of Management Studies, IIT Roorkee. They are the top business schools in the country. So can we have some insights on the life there?
So when I started my journey at Jones, so what I had the perception when anybody wants to go into an MBA life, like the other day, me and Aaron, we were talking that we want that schedule that tempts us, that we want to have debates and case competitions and presentations. And the day we were talking about that we are going to have a all-nighter about the recruitment process. So that is something that tempts us. That was something that attracted me towards this entire life of having or pursuing an MBA degree. So that was very much fulfilled. We don't have much of time. We think that we are going to read a book that is mostly prescribed by our professors, but we hardly get time to do that because you have one term of 2 months. And in one term, we are having 9 subjects, and that's changing over every 2 months. So you can't even grasp all the things that project or that uh, particular subject wants to tell me. So my journey so far has been amazing, as I also got the opportunity to interact with the amazing crowd of IITR itself, not only DOMS, but the entire institute on its own. So yeah, it was an amazing journey.
Okay, would you like to add anything or can I go?
Yeah, please go ahead. I'll just add later. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So see, when you come into a good B school, you definitely get good professors, you definitely get good infrastructure. But one thing which is, I believe, is the most important is you get the good peers as well. So my personal analysis is that maybe 50% that is you learn in the classroom, and the rest 50% is you learn from your peers. So when you get into a good B school, the peers plays the most important role because they will be the one who will keep you on your feet, because at the end you are competing with them for the placements. So if anyone is putting more efforts, you will also put more efforts than him. And it is not in the negative light, that the competition is not in the negative light, because there are friends with whom you will party, chill and learn. So the good B schools are good, not just the good B schools because they have great professors. The good B schools are because the good B schools because they have great students. So it's the students who makes the business school good. Good.
I'll just like to add, not just these top B schools. I'll say these are not top B schools, but every B school is a good B school if you want to do an MBA. I'll just point out that how would MBA help? Like during my undergraduation, I didn't feel that I'm able to learn how practical things work in the industry. When I entered an MBA, I got to know a lot about many businesses, not just one particular sector. I learned about various sectors, what challenges they face, and you'll get to know how your undergraduation, like this is a data science degree, how a data science degree would help you in that practical respect as well. Like how we solve a lot of case studies during the course of our MBAs, and that helps us in that direction, that how businesses fail. And I'm sure most of you want to become entrepreneurs in the future. So how should you move in that direction, and what would be the challenges that you would also be facing in the future? That is where an MBA helps. So that is one practicality that MBA offers, and undergraduation doesn't. So that's where the change comes.
Well, this was really very well answered. And one thing is true, कॉलेज आईआईटी नहीं होता है, स्टूडेंट्स आईआईटी होते हैं. कॉलेज आईआईएम नहीं होता है, स्टूडेंट्स आईआईएम होते हैं. With this, we come to the end of our session. Now I would like to, now since you all are our seniors, and I have seen this one thing, that seniors always have something or the other in their minds to tell their students, to tell their juniors. So one by one, Muskan, is there anything in any domain you would like to tell your juniors?
So sometimes we get opportunities. So if you're studying in an IIT Madras or working, so it's an opportunity given to you by your hard work or by the grace of God, but it's given. It's an opportunity. So when an opportunity is given in a silver platter, just keep this thought in your mind that you have to grab that opportunity and just don't let it slip by your hands. You are an IITian for life from now onwards. So when you step out of that particular institute, you are not the same with any other private school. They are having a certain expectation from you. So, and that expectation is the sole purpose of the package that you are being offered. So you have to be to a certain level after you step out from this university. So that is all I would like to say.
Well, that was really, really good. Opportunity knocks only once, just like Diplomacia did for me, and I'm really happy I joined the society. Ankit, now I would like to hear from you. Is there anything you would like to share to your first?
No, so what I wanted to say is pretty much being discussed here. I mean, I'll just mention that I've learned a lot of things from Rishabh, Amit, and Muskan as well. So what I wanted to mention is that the upskilling part that was discussed before is really important. You start upskilling from today. You read business newspapers, you read different stuff about the domain that you want to get in. You practice your communication in front of your friends. Like a very important thing that I wanted to tell you guys, that when we go for an interview, if suppose I'm going for an interview and I haven't faced any interview before, that will put a lot of pressure on me. So whenever I'm going for an interview today as well, I try to practice with my friends. I tell them to ask me questions, whatever questions that they have in mind, and I try to answer those. So giving mock interviews to your friends, your counterparts, whoever you're comfortable with, try and giving mock interviews before going for the eventual interview, and that will help you in the long run as well. I mean, it will give you immense confidence, and it will help in reducing the pressure. As Rishabh also mentioned, that the interview that he went in, he just got blanked out. So that kind of situation would be avoided. If you blank out in front of your friends, that won't be embarrassing. Even it won't be embarrassing if you blank out in front of the interviewers, but it will have a more impact if you've interviewed before, and it will be great for you in the long run.
Right, that certainly is. Amit sir, we would like to have your inputs on this.
So I have two inputs on it. The first input that I got was from the India business head of Reliance Industries, who was taking care of polyester business. He told me one day that the people in the corporate doesn't actually are bothered about what is the width of your knowledge. They are more bothered about what is the depth of your knowledge. So suppose what nowadays the people are facing the challenge is that they feel that they should be knowing Python, they should be knowing SQL, they should be knowing Excel, they should be knowing R, React, everything. But the thing is that the better thing is to know at least one language, but to the maximum possible depth which is required on your end. So that once you have a depth, the person who is on the other end will know that, okay, he has a depth, he can copy this depth into some other domain as well. So that brings credibility for the person. Knowing a lot of things but not in too much depth is not that good. But knowing less things but in complete depth is much better. Second input that I would like to give you is from my internship. This was the CHRO of a life insurance company. The person told me that if you want to grow into corporate, जहाँ आग लगी हो वहाँ कूद जाओ. So what the person simply meant is that कि ज़्यादा learning वहीं होगी जहाँ पे सब पता है. किसी को कुछ नहीं पता कि क्या करना है, क्या solution है. If the people know that what to do next, if they know that it's already not exactly what is required in moving ahead in corporate. So generally, that you find that people who have actually jumped in there are the one who had a steep growth in corporate compared to the people who didn't. So that's my two inputs. One is on depth, one is on.
Right. Well, you certainly have given us a lot of life lessons for today. I would remember this in my future as well. And this is kind of really very true, because if no one knows anything, that is the time when we actually learn. Rishabh, something from you, if possible in Hindi. Someone-
आर्यन समझता है लड़का. अरे यार, टेक्निकल चीजों पर अंकित मुस्कान बता चुके हैं. ये पॉइंट याद रखना है यार. ये क्या होता है, सब लोगों को मौका नहीं मिल पाता ये सारी चीजें जानने का, सीखने का. ठीक है, यू गाइस आर वन ऑफ द लकीस्ट पर्सन ऑन अर्थ अलाइव राइट नाउ. आई वुड से दैट. ठीक है, जो इनको ये सब चीजें गाइडेंस या चीजें बताई जा रही है. क्या बताएं. अच्छा देखो, एक तो अमित की बात है, ठीक है, कि नहीं सॉरी, अंकित ने बताया था क्या, आई फॉरगॉट, आई थिंक पब्लिकेशंस रीड करने के लिए अंकित ने बताया था, आई रिमेम्बर, कि पब्लिकेशंस रीड करो और उसके साथ अपने दो वो जो दोस्त बनेंगे ना, दे विल बी फॉर लाइफ टाइम, और वो आपको बहुत हेल्प करेंगे अगर वो ट्रूथफुल है उनके नेचर के अंदर. तो मैंने अभी जैसे अपना केस बताया था कि मेरे 14 ऑफ माय फ्रेंड्स वर देयर. ठीक है भाई, इतने ज़्यादा सपोर्टिव. हमारे जैसे अमित ने बोला कि बैचमेट्स ही हैं आगे तक जाने के लिए, पार्टी हार्ड करने के लिए. सही बात है भाई. मेरा और मेरे दोस्त का 2 लोगों का बचा हुआ था लास्ट में, पूरा विंग प्लेस हो गया था. दे पुट सो मच एफर्ट, इतना एफर्ट मारा कि इन पार्टी हम लोगों ने कुछ भी इधर उधर की बात नहीं करी. वी जस्ट फोकस्ड ऑन वन थिंग, एवरीबॉडी शुड गेट प्लीज्ड. सो हैव सम फ्रेंड्स लाइक दिस, have some friends with whom you can discuss regarding ये जो करिकुलम है या फिर आप जो कर रहे हो, लेट्स से प्रोजेक्ट के अंदर हो. सो मेक गुड ग्रुप, और ग्रुप ऐसा बनाओ जहाँ पे बाकी लोग आपसे ज़्यादा इंटेलिजेंट हो. दैट वे यू विल लर्न फास्टर. आप बोलोगे कि यार सारी इंटेलिजेंट है, कैसे बनाए? अरे ऐसा नहीं होता है यार. सबके अंदर इंडिविजुअल क्वालिटीज होती है, सब होता है. और भाई एक चीज ये है, अपने कॉन्फिडेंस को बूस्ट करने के लिए सोसाइटीज में घुसो, डिफरेंट एक्टिविटीज में जाओ. आई एम श्योर यू विल मेक योर सेल्फ वेरी वेरी प्रोडक्टिव इन दैट वे, बिकॉज तुम्हारे अंदर का इंसान बाहर आता है उससे. द मोर सोशल यू आर, द लेस यू आर फियर्ड, द मोर यू कैन डिलीवर. और इम्प्रेशन तो अच्छा जाता ही है. आखिरकार रिक्रूटर्स के सामने ही तो जाना है. मतलब ये एंड गोल नहीं है, बट आपका वन ऑफ द वही है. और थोड़ा ज़्यादा लंबा हो गया, ठीक है, ख़त्म करते हैं. बहुत मज़ा आया लोगों के साथ रह के. अंकित ने जैसा बोला था सही बात है, यहाँ पे रह के हम भी सीखते हैं. ठीक है, हम लोग पैनलिस्ट हैं, इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि हमको सब कुछ आता है. हम लोग भी यहाँ पे सीख रहे हैं, तुम्हारे साथ सीख रहे हैं. कुछ चीज़ें इन लोगों ने बोली वो मैं सीखा, मैंने बोला इन्होंने सीखा. सेम गोज फॉर यू एज वेल. और भाई बहुत मज़ा आया यार. पर एक चीज़ बस मेरे को थोड़ा सा खल रहा है कि तुम्हारे ये वीडियो कॉल पे आ जाते तो अच्छा लगता है, सब लोग एक फोटो बन जाती.
So we'll surely work on that. The session was truly amazing as you said. In fact, इतना तो पता नहीं मैं कॉलेज में भी सीखता हूँ या नहीं, मतलब ऐसे सेशन ही कर लेने चाहिए मुझे ऐसा लगता है. I really enjoyed speaking to all of you. Yeah, sorry. I really enjoyed speaking to all of you today, and I hope you all enjoyed as well. Diplomacia IIT Madras really feels that we will get more opportunities to host you in the future as well. Diplomacia की साइड से and मेरी साइड से तो बात मैं करूँगा आगे. Right, so I think we can wrap this up.
Yes, and one more appreciation for Rishabh sir for solving the doubts in the chat box. We are not looking forward to this. Okay, it means a lot for us that you have entertained all the doubts in the chat box. Thank you so much.
Yes, that was so special.
See, Roop Katha, right? I am pronouncing it right?
Yeah.
Roop Katha, see, if we are here, so we are here to solve your problems as well, right? So it is our responsibility as a panelist that whatever that you throw at us, we shine light on that. Okay, whatever it could be. So we tried our heart, and we hope that we have answered all your queries in the right possible way. Okay, and thank you to you as well for being such a nice and lovely audience. I just loved it being here.
Thank you, sir.
Pleasure is definitely ours. So with this, I think we can wrap this up. Very, very good evening to all of you present here. I hope you all had a great time. It's a bye-bye for now, but I hope we'll see you again.
Thanks a lot, Aaron. Thanks a lot, everyone, for joining.
I think we have.
Thank you guys for joining us, and thank you Diplomacia IIT Madras for inviting me for this lecture.
Thank you, guys. Had a lovely evening with you all.
Thank you so much.
Also, if you have any other doubts, you can reach to any of us on LinkedIn. So we'd be happy to help there as well.
Yes, that is very important. Audience, please follow them on LinkedIn. Send a personalized invite. Tell them that you saw them on this session. Connect with them. You will certainly learn a lot because connections and networking really matters.
Aryan, me. ये मैंने भी भेजा. अंकित, मुस्कान, अमित, एक्सेप्ट कर लेना यार.
I'll ask questions to you.
मैंने कर ली.
Help me out.
बढ़िया. This is not only a serious kind of session. I think we should be more means क्या बोलते, communicative होना चाहिए थोड़ा बहुत. I think so.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, Diplomacia, for inviting me. It was a wonderful session.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, Amit sir, Rishabh sir, Ankit sir. Thank you so much for being here on my requests. Thank you so much to the audience, my team members, Diplomacia IIT Madras, for making this happen. And we really hope to see you in the future again. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Piyush, Faizan, Rupkatha, Madala, Swarnlatha. Anyone else? यार ऋषभ ही है मेरा नाम. It's ऋषभ space hyphen. Keep guessing, bros. Keep guessing, guys. I'm always obviously basically I use bro a lot more than guys and these things. So please don't get uh, to me like this. Okay, you are why are you using bro, yaar? हाँ, यही search Rishabh. Have fun. Any queries, guys? I'm just here for another couple of minutes. If there are any, you can ask me directly.
Yes, if anybody has a query, please ask it directly. As sir said,
Guys, you are from which side of the country? Rupkata,
I'm right now in Chennai. I'm
Chennai.
from actually from Calcutta.
You are from Calcutta. Oh, great. I've been there.
It's nice, right?
It's nice, but in some ways, it's not. Like in weather, I don't like it, but yes, as a city, it's very good.
Also for tech, it's not good.
For tech, it's growing. I
Because
would say
opportunities are very less there.
it's growing. It's growing. You will soon see like in 5 or 6 to 5 years, there will be a lot of technical companies over there. I'm pretty much sure because Calcutta is a hub. Okay, it's a metro city, so definitely it will be there. And Faizan, you're not audible, bro.
Sure,
Fast, he's actually
sure.
recording the meet. I think that's why he is not audible.
Okay, okay,
Sure.
okay. Hello. Yes, Rakesh.
In I do not get. I sure.
Bro, get in touch with Aryan. He will guide you to me. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. And yeah, I forgot your name. Nagarjun Raju. You are Thirurupa, right?
Tripura Sundari.
Tripura
Tripura Sundari.
Tripura Sundari, right?
Yes.
Yes, yes. I think you are a married woman, right?
Yes, married with women with 2 kids with experience in public sector bank of few years.
Yeah, I would say you try in switching from banking to banking. Okay, that will be,
Yeah, please go ahead.
yeah, basically, I think that will be more efficient in your sector, I would say.
Yes, I would like to switch into my sector only, but still would like to explore many industries as well. I don't want to settle in one place, one industry. I would like to grow my knowledge. I would like to explore many industries. I have my own dreams, of course.
It's it's excellent to have dreams, okay, and that dreams basically not out of comfort zone, not from the comfort zone, out of comfort zone, I would say, right?
Yeah, no pain, no gain.
No pain, no gain. Yes.
After all these years of marriage, I understood that.
Great, great, great. Good luck to you and keep progressing. Sorlata?
I'm from Hyderabad, currently doing IIT